It's late at night and the room is silent. You're lying there next to her, staring at the ceiling. She's turned away, scrolling on her phone, or maybe pretending to sleep. You can still feel the awkwardness in the air. You wanted to take her, to make her moan, to leave her trembling with your touch, but instead it ended before it even started. You saw it in her eyes, the disappointment, the frustration. She didn't say anything, but her silence said it all. It wasn't enough. And now you're left feeling small and ashamed. This is the Minuteman's reality, a cycle of embarrassment and disconnection that's killing your confidence and your sex life. But now imagine this, the same room, the same bed, but everything is different. She's lying there with a sparkle in her eyes, her body still shaking from the waves of pleasure you gave her. Her nails are digging into your back, her lips are whispering, "Don't stop." And you respond, "I'm just getting started, babe." You're calm, in control, and fully present, taking her higher and deeper than she's ever been. You're not just lasting as long as you want, you're dominating the bedroom, savoring every moan, every gasp, every ounce of her surrender. You have become the Tantric man, the kind of man she fantasizes about, the man who leaves her begging for more. Here's the thing, the difference between the Minuteman and the Tantric man isn't luck. And it's definitely not just biology, it is a mindset. And in this video, I'm revealing the mindset tricks that will help you break out of that painful cycle and step into the confidence and control you have always wanted. But don't just take my word for it. Here's what my client Steven said. "I made love for over 2 hours last night to my wife. This is extremely significant to me, being that I was always a Minuteman. I have never experienced such an incredible connection with her like this. I'm flying high today." And before working with me, he felt stuck and disconnected from his wife. And Steven's story isn't unique. This is what happens when you shift your mindset and take control over your sexual energy. Now, let me show you exactly how you can do the same. So let's dive into the first mindset trick called the Ejaculation Choice Reframe, which is all about reframing ejaculation from an automatic reflex to something you actively choose when both you and your partner want it. So here's the thing. When you have believed something your whole life, it's not easy to just flip a switch and let it go. Even if you know it's a lie, it still sticks. So telling yourself, "Hey, it's my choice," isn't going to work. You need to believe it deep in your bones. It's the same principle as overcoming wet dreams. Until you fully believe in the benefits of semen retention and convince your subconscious mind as well, it's not going to happen. Why? Because the person in your dreams, yes, your subconscious self, isn't convinced either. So if your conscious and subconscious minds aren't aligned, change won't stick. Almost every man that I work with starts with the same exact phrase. "It's just a reflex. I can't control it." And I get it. Society has drilled into us that climax is automatic, but it's not. Yogis have been practicing ejaculation control for thousands of years. The problem is, you're most likely never learned how to do it. That belief, "it's out of my control," literally programs your body to react that way. But when you flip the script and believe it's my choice, your nervous system starts to following that instead. It is no different than anything else in your life, your career, education, your finances, whatever. As long as you believe it's not in my control, you will stay stuck. A client of mine used to finish way too quickly. And after shifting his mindset, he posted this win: 2 hours of hard sex without losing my ojas. And ejaculation became a choice. No pills, no gimmicks, just belief and focus. So here's how you can start practicing this technique. Before your self-pleasure practice, give yourself a clear mental command. I decide when to finish. That simple intention starts rewiring your patterns and retraining your nervous system. And of course, it won't happen overnight. But if you stick with it, start gathering small wins and give yourself time, you will see results. That's why I created the 7-day Semen Retention Challenge, where you can sign up for free using the link below to reprogram these patterns step by step. With consistent practice, this control will become second nature, just like riding a bike or learning any other skill. Over time, your body and mind will naturally sync, and you will realize the power of being fully in charge of your life force energy. When that happens, I want you to come back here and leave an honest comment. Because here's the truth. In Tantra, your sexual energy is sacred. When you learn to control it, you're respecting your power, not spilling it unconsciously. So the question is, are you ready to take control? Now let's talk about the second mindset trick called the oscillation technique, also known as balancing your sexual arousal. This is one of the most fundamental techniques that I teach my clients to last longer in bed. It works by oscillating between two states, the wild sexual pleasure, which is your feminine energy, and the calm conscious awareness, which is your masculine energy. And if you tend to get overexcited, ejaculate too quickly, or can't seem to control your sexual desires, then you're too much in your feminine energy or pleasure. What you need to do in that case is to balance that by accessing your masculine energy or consciousness. And how do you do that? Well, by shifting your focus away from the genitals and the pleasure that you're feeling, and instead expand your awareness beyond your body. Feel the space in the room, the air between the walls, the silence holding both of you. This is the masculine, still and grounded, witnessing the lovemaking. When you get there, you might start drifting into a non-sexual state, and if you stay there too long, that might result in you losing your erection or your partner complaining that she can't feel you. And that is because you're getting into a state of detachment and meditation. So the trick is not to get too much into consciousness, just enough to take the edge off and to avoid reaching the point of no return. To help with that, try this visualization. Imagine yourself from outside of your body, observing the moment from across the room as an open field holding space for both you and your partner. If you feel yourself becoming too distant or losing your sexual energy, don't worry, it's an easy fix. Simply refocus on the pleasure. So for example, you can look at her naked breasts, bring your awareness to the tip of your penis, feel the warmth of her skin and any pleasurable sensations in your body. Let yourself be immersed in the moment and amplify the sensation of pleasure. Do this just for a moment, and you will quickly notice that your sexual energy will come back. Now you can start to move between Shakti energy and Shiva consciousness as needed. When arousal feels too intense, lean into Shiva to ground yourself. When you feel disconnected or your erection softens, lean back into Shakti to reignite the energy. This type of oscillation keeps your energy flowing while preventing overstimulation or disconnection. So, from sensation to space, not letting it get too hot or too cold, just riding the wave. This is what true control feels like. A technique that I teach my more advanced students, those who have been studying at the Tantric Academy for about a year or so, is learning to split their attention between pleasure and consciousness simultaneously. This practice involves keeping like 80% of your attention on the pleasure while maintaining about 20% on pure awareness. So mastering this dual awareness is no easy task, but when achieved, it unlocks what I like to call bedroom superpowers. You begin to tap into this sacred union, experiencing the universe through the merging of energies. This is when sex transforms into spirit, or what Osho beautifully described as using sex as a doorway to God. My client Victor applied these techniques and transformed his life. He went from struggling with a lack of willpower and porn addiction to achieving 286 days of semen retention. And that's right, 9 months without ejaculating and gaining complete mastery over his sexual energy. Just take a look at the before and after picture. Can you see the difference in his gaze? This is one of many success stories proving that practicing this can lead to life-changing self-mastery. Now let's move on to the third mindset trick, which is to control your sexual energy using only your mind. Advanced yogis and practitioners report that they no longer feel the need to do the regular clenching, the squeezing, the breathing patterns, because they move energy simply by visualization. As Nick, one of my clients, put it, I struggled with sexual stamina and wanted control over when I ejaculate. Before your program, it was inconsistent. Now I can tap into my energy body, control my mind, and redirect energy through my practice. This was a priority, and after years of struggle, I finally made a change. The concept of this technique revolves around Ajna chakra, the third eye. Instead of holding your energy in your lower chakras, you learn to mentally pull it up the spine to the higher chakra, using your mental command center, which is your third eye. To be able to command your energy like Nick did, you need to have Ajna chakra somewhat activated. And when you activate this level, you don't need to rely on mechanical techniques any longer. It becomes as simple as thinking about it to make it happen. It's the same principle mastered in Raja Yoga, which is basically the yoga of the mind. So the mental shift here works like this. Think about guiding your energy up and away from your genitals, to your throat, to your forehead, to the crown, and as a result, you break the stagnation of energy in the genitals and transform your arousal into power. Essentially, you're transmuting your sexual energy into higher consciousness. And I know, some of you might think that sounds weird, and I get it, but remember, your brain is the most powerful sex organ you have, not your penis. What you believe shapes what you can do. And if you're thinking, will this work if I've always struggled with premature ejaculation? In my experience helping hundreds of men, yes. I worked with men from all ages, from the 20s all the way into the 70s, who have completely rewired their patterns. But what about, will this kill the mood in the bedroom? To be honest here, yes, it could, especially if you're so spaced out that your partner can no longer feel you. But with practice, this will actually increase the mood since you're in control, right? When you are in control, she will feel that and she will trust you more. And in return, the mood will actually get deeper than before. That's all there is to understanding the mental aspects of lasting longer, and now you're ready for the physical techniques that will transform your performance. So click here to watch my breakdown on how to stop premature ejaculation with Tantra, which has helped thousands of men gain complete control in the bedroom. Finally, I respect you for showing up here for yourself. Remember, you are the master of your body, your desire, and your destiny. Blessings.